Hey guys, it's me, Liz from Lizbee's FlossTube. It is Saturday, May 28th. It is Memorial Day weekend. So I'm wearing my American flag peace sign. I worked on a lot this week. Hold on, I will be right back. Okay, so I worked on a lot. I have, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 whips. And I have a little bit of haul, and I have a couple things that I really want to get, and I almost bought them, but I held back, and it's a good thing I did. So I guess we'll start with the whips. So last week I filmed on Friday, and I show that I worked on Harry Potter, and I don't know if I did that Friday morning before I filmed or not. So we're gonna see that one first. Where is it? Oh, here it is. Now I think I did show you guys. Oh no, where did I move the thing to? There it is. I also tried to clean my room a little bit. So here's my board. Maybe I did show you, maybe I didn't. I don't know. I guess we'll see. So this is one of my restart manias. So I was doing restarting my giant Harry Potter, the Clouds Factory, my 1920s Art Deco lady by Vibsters, and my giant Merida tapestry by the Stitching Girl, I think. And I'm not gonna do that one. I'm having so much trouble with the gridding and being able to see. And this is already the second time I've restarted it. I don't want to restart it again. I was going to restart it on a lighter fabric, but I'm just going to scrap that one. But I found a new Merida that I want to do. So I'll talk about that later. But so here is the Harry Potter restart. On this, I'm trying to do 5 days on each of them. And this one I've got 2 days in out of the 5. So here's where it was before. And like I said, I might have showed you this last week. I don't know. Here's where I got to. So, I got these red swirls done. And I started on the yellow. And this is one color darker than the color that it's called for. I think it's called for 783 and I'm using 782 or something. Because it's more of a golden yellow, because this corner is my Gryffindor corner. So, like I said, I feel like I showed you that last week. If I did, oh well, you get to see it again. And then that day I also worked on my Myths and Legends. I worked on this a couple days. So I did 80 stitches that day, 116 stitches the next day, and then there was another day where we worked on it and did 355 stitches. So I did a lot of the Persephone's pomegranate. I finished off the one row and started the next one. So here's where it was last week, and here is where I got to. So I finished this row of Persephone's pomegranate, and then I started this one, and these apples, or whatever they are, I think they're apples, are going to be up here too. There's only, in this pattern, there's only, I think, 3 things that repeat. Everything else is a whole new block. None of these diamonds are the same. But I think there's another leaf there's 2 sets of apples, and then there's 2 sets of these flowers. But so there's only like 3 things that actually repeat. Everything else is slightly different. But so I'm working my way down this, and then I'll be done with the Persephone's pomegranate. I love this. I know I say this every time. Hey guys, it's me. So I realized that I talk about this pattern that I call my Myths and Legends because I use the Myths and Legends flower silk from Stitchy Box. The pattern name is called something like Summer Sampler Patchwork something something something. It's a big long title. And I got it from Stitch Mom Studio on Etsy. But now that listing isn't there. So even if I go into my past purchases and click on it, it just goes, uh-oh, there's a problem. So the listing's gone, the shop's gone. I did find this pattern in someone else's shop, and it was coming up as, you know, Stitch Mom Studio's pattern, but it wasn't a Stitch Mom Studio. So it's the same pattern, it's just it shows up on a black fabric instead of a white fabric, but it's the same pattern. So it's this pattern. So if you've been trying to find this, that's why the shop isn't there anymore. And I think maybe she just opened her own website without going through Etsy, or maybe she's just selling her patterns from somewhere else, or maybe she just stopped. Who knows? But I figured I would clarify. I'm sitting outside on the swing set. It was a nice day. Maggie wanted to come outside, and she can't be out here by herself. She's too little. She'll get hurt. Oh no! So that's it. Just figured I would clarify. I'm sorry if you can hear my little girl. She's playing with her magnets, her magnet tiles. She makes the funniest voices for her toys when she plays. She's always like, ooh, like she makes a really funny voice. I don't know. She's down there playing with her toys with the magnet tiles, and now it sounds like they knocked them down. I don't know. So I also worked a lot on my Bluey Stitch Along. And you guys asked about the Bluey Stitch Along. It's a private group on Facebook. It's like Olivia and Lee's Stitch Along or something. I'll put the link down in the description box. They do Stitch Alongs. This one is a free Stitch Along, and they're getting ready for their next one, but it's a paid Stitch Along, I think. And it's gonna be I think Sanderson's sisters. I think it's Hocus Pocus. So I did a lot of work on the Bluey Stitch Along. So one day I did 938 stitches, and then the next day I did 155. So I'm trying to get the frame done so I can get all the little characters. So I did a bunch of the frame, and then I did Judo and started Buddy. Yeah, I think it's Buddy. So here's where it was before, and here is where I got to. So there's one more row of blocks, and then if you look, you can see my numbers written in, so I know which order the characters go in, because we got a new character every day. So what I've been doing is every day I print the characters. So this one, oh, I didn't write the date on that one. So on the 24th, Snickers was released. So I print the pattern, and then on the back it prints the colors. And then I have just been hole punching them and putting them in one of these folders. So this is what the frame looks like when it's done. And then that's the order that they go in. So, like I said, I have one more row of the squares. And once I get those done, I'll do a couple characters, do a flower, do a couple characters, do this guy, do a couple characters, you know, I'll spread it out. But I wanted to get the framework done so I could get the characters going. And then I printed the last 2 days worth, might be 3 days. I've got the last 3 days worth in here too. So on the 27th, Chili got released. 26th, Nana got released. Yeah. So I'm just keeping them all together. Now I printed out the papers because in Pattern Keeper it's easy to stitch, but then you have to switch to the PDF version to see where you put your back stitching. So I went ahead and printed out the papers so you can see where the back stitching goes on them. It's just easier that way. So that's that. I love this, and this fabric is Damsonberry by Fabric Flair. And I got it from dovestitch.com on Etsy. That's all one word, and then dot is spelled out. dovestitch.com. I've gotten a lot of my Fabric Flair from there. And I thought this would work really well with these guys. And it was only half of my piece of fabric. She's showing my mom a dead spider. Carrying around a dead spider. Okay. Myths and Legends, Bluey. Okay. The next thing I worked on was my Schitt's Creek sampler, and I just had not worked on this in a while, so I wanted to work on it. That's a lot of these things, it's just I hadn't worked on them, so I figured I better work on them. And this one, the border is so repetitive that I've been putting off the border, so I did a bunch of the border. And then I got the roof and the window lines of the Apothecary, and this pattern is really annoying. It's by the Rebel Stitcher, I think, and it's like stuff's not centered like you would like, and it's bothering me. So I think, as ridiculous as it is, I think I might frog these stitches and move them over because she doesn't have them, so they're the same size on both sides. I don't know, it's weird. So this is where it was, and this is where I got to, which I made big progress. I did 416 stitches one day, and then the next day I did 160 stitches on like the border, I think, and then 41 on something else. I don't know. So here's where I got to. So, like I said, I extended my border and started putting little crosses. And in this one, I had the border down to about here, I think. So I extended it the rest of the way down, and I'm working on the crosses. So here's the problem. So see how close this is to David? And this is the Apothecary. Now, the Cafe Tropical is farther, it's got less space on this side of the border than the Apothecary because it's 2 stitches wider. So it looks like it's not spaced evenly, but it is. So there's the same amount of space from the person to the roof, but the building itself is over. So I think I want to move this over so I don't have a bigger space, but I don't really want to do it. So I don't know. Might just suck it up and deal with it. And then these pink lines is where Bob's garage is. And it's like, that wasn't quite even. And it's just like, there's no reason for that not to be even. It's just, I want it to look nice. And I don't know. So I think I'm going to take out one line of Bob's garage just to make it so it's even. And then maybe I'll just leave the Rose Apothecary where it is. But, so that was 2 days worth of work. Then I worked on my scissors sampler because I love this pattern and I've seen it finished and I really, 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 really want to do it. So I did 602 stitches on Tuesday, which was my day off. So I worked on this off and on all day. So here's where it was. And here is, hold on. Is my fishy okay? Yeah, he's okay. He looked like he had a spot on him. I think it was just the light. Okay, so here's where I got to. So I did a lot. I had some of these letters, and then I think the F. So I did the whole scissors, and I was working on the alphabet. So it goes this way, and then this way. And then every other letter is like purple and blue. So, and then this fabric is Once in a Blue Moon by Fiberlicious, I think is what it's called. And this pattern is called for like just a cream color. But I thought the blue would look really good because in the middle there's a cherry blossom that's pink, and I thought it'd look really good with that. So this is the first time I've used the Fiberlicious fabric. And I like it. It's nice. I don't like real soft fabric. So the Picture This Plus is kind of soft for me. Like, it's too floppy. I don't know. I like this one though. So like I said, I got 602 stitches over the course of the day, and I could have kept going, but it was late. And then the next day I worked on the Myths and Legends some more. Then I worked on Beachcomber on Thursday. And I still have little scrappy threads, so you'll just have to deal with it, because I forgot. Let's see if I can move that so it's not sticking out. Okay. So Beachcomber, I did 409 stitches on Thursday. So that was break, lunch, and a little bit after work because I had to go across town. So I only had an hour after work by the time I got back to the daycare. So here's where it was. And here is where I got to. So I had the teal diamonds, and I did this lighter color that's between these triangles. I did all of those, and then I was working on these blue diamonds. So that's what I got done on that one. And I've seen people where they do all the solid diamonds first, and then they go in and do these little triangles. But a lot of people also go from the top down, and I'm starting in the middle and kind of mandala-ing it. So I'm going around and working my way out. But I think I am going to try to do the diamonds first and then the little tiny triangles. But it's pretty. This is Carolyn Manning. It's one of the Shooting Star collection. It's called the Beachcomber. So it's got like ocean colors and sand colors. It's pretty. So that's that one. And then yesterday I worked on Sweet Bee by Stitch Rovia, because again, it was one I worked on it like 2 days when I started it, and then I didn't work on it ever again. So this one I did 497 stitches yesterday, plus all the back stitching. So here's where it was, and here is where I got to. So I had like the top of this beehive, and then I did the darker lines, and then I did the back stitching. So it really pops when you put that back stitching in, and this pattern has a ton of back stitching. I think that's probably why I've been putting it off. but also because these colors weren't showing up on this fabric, so I was kind of bummed. But once you get the back stitching, it's perfectly fine. And then this fabric is another fabric flare. It's called Berkshire Hive. And so it's got honeycomb. And I got a big enough piece that I have this bee pattern that I'm going to do on it. And then I have something else. There was some other bee pattern that I wanted to do. So I figured I'd get a big enough piece where I could get both of them on it. So like even this border where it's these little blocks, there's back stitching between the blocks, and then there's a line of back stitching on the top and a line of back stitching on the bottom, and then like these little 3 stitches turn into a bee with the back stitching you do around that. So this is just full of back stitching, but it really is amazing. Here's a picture of what it looks like when it's done. It's crazy cool. So first I saw it in, I think, Cross Stitcher magazine, because if you look, Emma Congdon, she must do a lot of patterns for them, because a lot of the magazines have her patterns. But I saw it in that magazine, and I was just gonna work from that, and then I'm like, I'm just gonna get it from Etsy as a PDF, so I don't have to do all that extra work. And Etsy had it, so but the pattern's called Sweet Bee, because in the middle it says sweet as can be, as sweet as can be. So if you find one of her patterns in Cross Stitcher magazine, a lot of times Stitch Rovia, which is her name on Etsy, will have the patterns. But that is all my whips. Now, I have a tiny bit of haul. And then a little bit of plans. Okay, so one thing I got was I went ahead and got the Silk app, because I found that I could get the pattern that I have been looking for and looking for and looking for on the Silk app. So I got the Silk app and I paid for the pattern on there. I saw Handwork Maniac working on this, and I absolutely love it. And it's a German pattern. So you can, I finally found where I can order it online, but you'd have to pay with PayPal and craziness. But it said on the website, this pattern can be found on the Silk app. So I got the Silk app and got the pattern, and it's the Colors of Water. Oh, it doesn't want to focus. There we go. And it's the Colors of Water. And then this is the company down here. Like I said, it's a German, and it's so pretty. And I think it was like $10.99. And it really does not use that many colors. And it gives you the colors in this Choix de Jour, which is the silks, I think. The Choix de Jour. Or MDMC. But there's only like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. There's only 11 colors. So not bad at all. And it's just so pretty. And there's other patterns, like, so this one's Colors of Water. There's one that's Colors of Air, Colors of Earth. Where are they? Yeah, so there's Colors of Earth, Colors of the Air, Colors of Christmas, Colors of Fire, Colors of Netherlands. ooh, Colors of the Orient. Look at that one. It's got like a building underneath. So there's all these different ones. Colors of Copenhagen, Colors of Sienna. Like, they're so neat. And it's just so cool because it's like a block of color and then there's like swirly things that go over them. I don't know. It's neat. So I wanted to get that one for a while. And since I saw that it was on Silk, and it was actually, I think, a little cheaper to get it on the Silk app. I think it would have been like $12 or $13 from the website, and it was only $10.99 on the Silk app. So I went ahead and printed out my cover page with my color list so I can get the colors. And then the thing I want to get, and I'm going to get, bookmarks. I think I threw it in here. Oh no. Oh man. I can't think of what that was called. Okay. Hold on. I'll be right back. Okay. I found it. It's from the website makeitpink.net. And like I said, I wanted to do a Merida, but I'm just not going to do that giant thing. I've had too much trouble twice in a row. So this is what I want to do. Oh, look at that. Informed delivery. So, it's 45 solid colors, 5 bead colors, and 22 blends. Is she not incredible? Like, look at this. She's amazing. I want to do her. I want to do it. So it's like $30 for the pattern. But there is a lot of beading. Like her crown, her like headdress, her necklace. I mean, there's beads all in her dress and her sleeves. But I really want to do it. I love it. So the pattern is like $30, I think. Yeah. And then the fabric I would need for it is like $30, maybe more, 35 maybe. But she's not small. So I think I'm gonna do that next paycheck. Then so I have the Colors of Water. I want to get that. Like I said, I almost got it. I almost went ahead and at least ordered the fabric, and then I could wait until the fabric comes to get the pattern. But then I had to pay summer fees for the daycare, so I waited. What else? So my other haul is not really stitchy. It is, but it isn't. At Walmart, they had this, and I had to get it. You know, Lucky Charms. Well, every once in a while, they put out a bag of just the marshmallows. And they had this, and I'm like, I have to have it because I want that box. It's Lucky Charms marshmallows. And then inside, hearts, stars, and horseshoes, clovers and balloons, unicorns, rainbows, and tasty red balloons. And then and then it's got Star Charm gives the power of flight. It's just so cute. Now, I already had a bag of just the marshmallows, but I had to get this because I wanted the box. And then the crazy thing is, this box is purple. They had one that was gold, too. So I got that one too. So I have another bag of marshmallows in another box. I just figured this would be good for putting things like in there. I can stack them. So it's like craziness, but I had to have it. And then I must have a mosquito bite. Sorry. Oh, you can see Big Clifford. We have two Cliffords. This is Big Clifford because he's bigger, and then there's Little Clifford. Big Clifford is wearing a dress. Maggie slept with me last night, so I had Big Clifford to sleep with. So starting June 1st is the cross stitch camp by Colorado Cross Stitcher, and it's a holiday. You're supposed to pick a holiday project that you can start June 1st and finish by the end of June. And I couldn't think of it, and it can be any holiday, like Halloween, Thanksgiving, Christmas, Hanukkah, whatever, as long as it's holiday themed. And I couldn't think of anything I had, and then I realized I have Sugar Plum Dreams by Lindy Stitches. So this is what I'm gonna do. So I'm really excited. So I have to get my fabric ready. I do have all the floss, so I'm good on that, but I have to get my fabric ready. And it's not very big. I think it's 131 by 110. So it's not small, but there's really, I mean, the horse, that Clydesdale, is full of stitches, but it's not huge. So that's gonna be mine. And then I made a needle minder to match it. I showed last week. And then I got magnets, so it is a needle minder and it's ready to go. And then another thing, so my bed is a 1920s bed, and it has a headboard and a footboard, but Maggie the monkey was constantly climbing up on the finial of the footboard, and she had fallen off a couple times, and I was sick of this stupid footboard anyway, because it makes it a pain in the butt to make the bed. So a while ago, I got just a regular, metal bed frame that they sell at like Walmart. There's the foot. Can you see it? Yeah, there's the foot. And I put the rails that the bed comes with just against the wall. Put that bed frame under there and put the footboard in my closet, because my closet is long but skinny, so it's not like a walk-in closet. So I was able to get the footboard in there, like behind my clothes. And FYI, it took my mom like 2 months to notice that the footboard wasn't on my bed. She's like, what happened to the footboard? I'm like, don't worry, it's in the closet. But this, it's like, I can't get like an under the bed storage thing because they're all too tall for this bed frame. So I'm either going to buy something to raise it up like a little bit, or I might build my own base. Now this is for a queen size. Like I said, this bed is from the 20s. So the rails were not modern sized. So it's actually between a full and a queen. It's a couple more inches than a full size. So this box spring had to be special made. Now the bed, like the mattress, was just a full size mattress, but the box spring had to be specially made. So if I want to do this, I have to adjust this, the width of this, to match the width of my box spring. Because I don't want it to be queen size because then it'll be too big. But I can't make it full size because then it'll be too small. So it has to be specially to the width of this box spring. But I think I want to do this so I have more room under the bed so I can actually put stuff under there. Like, I have really nice under the bed boxes, but I can't use them because I can't get them under the bed. And I have so much stuff in my closet that I could put under there nicely if I could get it under there. I don't know. It's just a pain. So I think I might do this. It doesn't take much. It doesn't take much wood. 4 2x6s, 7 2x4s, 7 1x4s, and that's it. So it's not a lot. And I like building things, so I might do this. But this is for, so this is actually going to be a little too tall, so I'll have to make it a little shorter because this is for a platform where you wouldn't have a box spring. But I think I'm going to do this. Just not anytime soon because it'll probably be in the next 2 months, sometime this summer. Plus, I constantly hit my toe on this middle foot because there's, you know, a foot on the end, a foot here, and a foot down there, and it's like I constantly hit my toe on this one. It's just annoying. So that's it. So my plans, I have to get this ready so I can start on June 1st. Maggie graduates from preschool on Tuesday. The daycare's closed on Monday for Memorial Day. She graduates on Tuesday. I got her signed up for kindergarten. I was gonna wait another year, but now it's like everyone keeps telling me just do it, just put her in. It's not gonna make a difference. I don't know if she's ready, but everyone seems to think that she'll be ready. She'll be fine. So we're gonna go for it. My birthday was last week. I got a $50 gift card to Aquarium Adventure and $20. I was expecting a little more. So I was a little like, oh. Oh well, it's fine. It just means I gotta save up a little longer for my new fish tank. I was gonna see if Maggie's cousin could come over again tomorrow, but I think it's gonna be chilly. I think we're just gonna go over there and visit. Maybe wait another week when it's warmer so they can be outside. So that's pretty much it. I'm going to keep trying to stitch on some stuff that I haven't stitched on in a while. I'm going to try not to start anything new, even though I really do want to. I should get my cryptids out, because I haven't stitched on it all year, I don't think. And I mean, it ended in January, end of January. And then I got out stuff, like I was trying to find things to take to work with me, and I got out the geisha that my mom got me for Christmas, and I was gonna do that just after work. Just bring the black and just bring the 310 and work on that after work, so I could at least get some more black done on the giant amount of black that there is for her hair. And then I didn't do it because it was a hectic morning and I forgot. I need to work more on this. Now that I've taken a couple weeks off of it, I need to get this working again, so I can have it done. It'll be nice. I'd say almost a quarter of the way done, because it's a big circle. So I think this is like the bottom quarter. But I really like working on that Myths and Legends, so I'm probably just going to keep working on that. don't know what I'm going to do today. And the sugar plum, I can't start. You're not allowed to start until June 1st. So I have to get it ready and then take a picture and upload that picture on June 1st so I can get credit for starting it. But you're not allowed to start before. And then it's like, I have all these things. I should do a whip parade. When is my 1-year anniversary? I think I put it in the calendar. Ooh, that looks crazy. Is it June? YouTube. I started officially started YouTube 8 years ago, June 12th. But that was when I was doing like rainbow loom stuff. So when what the crap? Was it August? When did I start that? Oh, I didn't start my FlossTube until September. Interesting. My first cross stitch I started, my first counted cross stitch was June 9th. So next week I might do a whip parade because it'll be like a year since I started cross stitching. So that's what we'll do next week. And I have a lot. I mean, I've got 16, 28. I'll have 29 by next week. 29 whips. So I'll do a whip parade next week. Sounds good. So stay tuned for that. I've gotten a few new subscribers in the past week, which is exciting. I'm actually kind of showing up a little bit more, I think. And I will do another whip and chat when I have enough things to say. I almost kind of did one in the car yesterday, but then I was like, it'd be hard to get it set up so you guys could see anything. So maybe I'll do that tonight. We'll see. I will see you guys next week with a whip parade and a floss tube. I'll do both. I'll do 2 separate videos. So I'm gonna go downstairs and watch my little girl play with her magnetiles and make me look at this, look at this, look at this. Look, mommy, come look at this. It's the same thing it was last time, but that's okay. I'll see you guys next time. Bye. Hey guys, okay, so it's a little bit later. I was a little chilly, so I got my jacket. I forgot to mention that a long time ago, sometime last year, I had downloaded the Magic Needle app, and basically you can make cross-stitch patterns from pictures. And I didn't realize that if you pay for the app, you can make things better than what just the free version shows you. So I was messing with it yesterday, and I came up with a few patterns that I want to do from pictures that I'd found online. So there's Songbird Serenade from My Little Pony. She's my favorite. And I was going to do it as a diamond painting when I was diamond painting, and I had a custom made of it. And I had done a bunch of it the first time I got it, and it was just bad quality. So I had actually had Meanne from AliExpress do a custom, and it was much better, but I haven't done it yet. I actually have my diamond paintings that are double-sided adhesive ones. They're in a flattened box between my mattress and box spring. But so I'm going to try to do that as a cross stitch. I'll insert a picture of what it looks like from the Magic Needle app. And then there was one that it was just this really cute picture that I'd found on Pinterest with sharks. And it kind of looks like a stained glass window, like Art Deco-y. And I want to do that one too. So here's the picture of that one. And then the other one is a Hufflepuff. And it's a poster that you can buy, I think. I don't know. And I wanted to see how that would look if I did it as a cross stitch. So I put that one in there too. So I kind of want to do those 3 too. But that app is pretty neat. It's a subscription app, which I don't like. If you want me to remove the ads and pay like $7 or $8 to remove the ads, if it's an app or a game I like, I will pay that. I don't like the subscription ones because what if that month I don't use it? Then I've paid $5 for that month and I didn't use it. So I would much rather, even if it was like $10, pay for the full version and that's it, like a one-time pay. But so I'll probably do get a few in there and then just cancel the subscription, because I'm not going to keep paying for it if I'm not ever going to use it, because I forgot I even had the app in there. But I just figured I would put that at the end of this video. So that's it. Bye.